Tommy Gomez here, Team Scott, Team Elite, here to talk to you about the Ascent release. Big part of the development of this release, and which I got the honor to participate in, was we saw a big gap in the marketplace in the hinge release for the plain fact that there was no micro adjustability after you hit your click. The reasons why we felt like there was a gap in the marketplace was simply that every other manufacturer, us included at the time, all we had for a click was a machine click. You could machine in a 10 thou click, you can machine in an 8 thou click, you can machine in a 30 thou click, but you couldn't do that on one moon and satisfy every customer. Also, some of the other issues that you have with that click is when you machine that in, all of a sudden the radius that hook's riding on goes away and you go into a flat, basically into a grave. And you're kind of having to dig yourself out of that grave. With this release, you're able to adjust the click anywhere you want it, and it's still following the radius of the moon. Now that you got your hands on the new Scott Ascent release, we're going to walk you through of how to set it up exactly. You're going to take your 16th inch Allen wrench, run it through the hole like a typical back tension release from Scott. You're going to loosen that up. We have a micro drive 256 set screw. Take your 50 thou Allen wrench, and you can adjust this thing by clockwise will actually decrease the travel, counterclockwise will increase the travel. So to set that up, the way I do it personally is I like it to set up and click as I'm hitting my anchor point. So take the fire line and I'll draw it back, and I got way too much travel before it clicks. So what I would recommend is, again, clockwise will decrease the travel. So decrease that travel. You have some hash marks here so you don't lose your spot of where you're at. Decrease the travel, get it comfortable. You don't have to tighten it down to get it where you want it. As long as you're using a fire line, if you're drawing it back on a bow, I'd recommend tightening it down. Still a little fast or slow for me. So again, decrease clockwise for decreased travel. Set that. Now I got it where I want it, where it's clicking right as I hit my anchor. Tighten that back down with the 16th Allen wrench. Now we got our travel set before the click. Now let's talk about after the click. This is where this release is pretty unique. You can micro adjust the travel exactly where you want it after the click. So if you want a 5 thou distance after the click, or if you want a 20 thou distance after the click, you can set that, pretty much customize that exactly where you want it for you. Now that we got our travel to click set, we're going to work on the click to fire. You're going to take your 64th inch Allen wrench. We have a slot right here that has a socket head cap screw Allen wrench. You're going to loosen that up. Now this will allow us to micro adjust just the click to fire moon. So this moon, again, clockwise will decrease, counterclockwise will increase. I like a little bit of a long click to fire, so we're going to set it roughly around 30 thou before it fires. Tighten that down. Maybe just a hair slow for me, so I'm going to decrease the travel. Go clockwise. Set that. Again, if you're using the fire line, you don't have to lock it down. If you do it with a bow, I recommend to. Right about where I want it, so then I lock it down, and now I have this release set up, customized perfectly for me. All right, guys, now that we've kind of walked through how to set this release up with a click, we're going to talk about how to set it up without a click. I know there's a lot of guys out there that prefer not to shoot with the click. Well, you can do that with the Ascent as well. I recommend that you take your 5/64, you loosen it where it was with the click, and all you got to do is basically run this back to where it's flush with the main travel moon. Set that there, lock that down. Now it's all locked, ready to go. It's going to fire a little bit quicker because we had the click before, so now it's firing too fast. We're going to go right back with our 16th inch Allen wrench. Go back to the bottom. We're going to loosen it now that these are locked. And all we got to do is micro adjust this to where it's firing where we want. I'm going to move it counterclockwise because I want more travel. Again, you have the micro adjustable hash marks to so you don't lose your place. That's pretty much it. No click, micro adjustable. So really this release can do it all. The last feature I like about this release is the weight of it. Everything's stainless steel. The yoke, the hook, the moon, the handle. So if you don't have a Scott Ascent yet, you should go check them out at scottarchery.com.